He was a TV superstar, then became a janitor. What saved him? You won't believe it. In the 1990s, if you turned on your TV in the Philippines, chances are you'd hear a cheerful voice singing on a Sunday variety show or see a young, smiling boy lighting up the screen with natural charisma. That boy was L.A. Lopez, Lyle Ariane Lopez in real life, one of the most beloved child stars of his time. Discovered by none other than Dolphy, the king of comedy, L.A. got his big break after winning That's My Boy, a popular talent competition on GMA7. His energy, smile, and vocal talent made him a staple on shows like A Casibata, and his musical career took off. He recorded several songs, won multiple Award Awards, and became known as the Philippine Child Wonder. For a while, he was everywhere. But behind the success and applause, the reality was very different. As he transitioned out of childhood, the roles disappeared. The same media that once celebrated him moved on to newer faces. The fame, once his identity, slowly slipped through his fingers. L.A. didn't just lose gigs, he lost himself. He admitted in later interviews that he battled with depression, confusion, and a deep emptiness he couldn't explain. The spotlight had faded, and with it, his sense of direction. To escape the noise in his head and the rejection he felt, L.A. flew to the U.S. in the early 2000s. While there, he took jobs completely unrelated to showbiz. At one point, he worked as a janitor in a Christian school. He went from stages and cameras to mopping floors, unrecognized, forgotten. But it was there, in that season of hiddenness, that something remarkable happened. One morning, while cleaning the school, he heard a worship song playing softly in the background. The lyrics pierced through him like nothing ever had. In his words, "I felt the love of God hug me, right there with the mop in my hand. I broke down." L.A. gave his life to Jesus in that quiet moment. It wasn't an instant transformation, but it was real. He began attending church services, diving into scripture, and surrounding himself with people who spoke life into him. He realized that his worth wasn't in fame, but in his identity as a child of God. Over time, the broken pieces began to heal. Eventually, he returned to the Philippines, not as a celebrity trying to reclaim fame, but as a changed man with a mission. He established Abundant Harvest Fellowship, a church in Quezon City. He became a pastor, worship leader, and speaker, using his voice not just to entertain, but to preach hope, healing, and redemption. Today, L.A. Lopez also leads J-Zone Pinoy, the Filipino youth arm of the Christ Commission Fellowship. He's a passionate advocate for young people struggling with purpose, depression, and identity. He knows what it's like to feel used, forgotten, and invisible. That's why his message resonates. In recent years, he's even returned to music, not to chase stardom again, but to glorify the God who rescued him. His worship single, Yakap, tells the story of a father who never let go, even when the world walked away. In his own words, "I used to perform to get people's applause. Now I worship to give God glory. I'm not trying to be famous, I'm just grateful I was found."